Hey Peaches, I'm Eleanor and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm talking about the Magician, and I'm going to make something based on what I already have in the kitchen. So after I finished the full video, I was like, okay, what am I going to make for the Magician? And based on the meaning, which I'll talk about in a minute, I was like, I can only use what is in my cabinet like right now. Okay, so I'm going to make like a candy cup type thing using butterscotch chips, white chocolate chips, butter, and lingonberries, which are actually a staple in my house. Alright, so let me get myself going. Let's talk about the Magician. So, there's a whole bunch of introductory stuff I just about skipped. So I am doing this series, this exploratory series, talking about the tarot and the meanings while I bake, or put things together actually. I'm going to do all the cards and then I'm going to get back to doing readings. And so I am still available for readings, and if you'd like one, you can check out my Etsy page, and it's all set up to where you can design your own and choose however many cards you want from whatever decks you want, and kind of control the size and the scope and have fun creating your own reading. So anyways, speaking of creating the energy of the Magician, I don't know if I paid attention to if it focused or not, but it's like the card, it's the number 1, and it's usually like on the cover of the box of the deck. So, and yeah, I know this isn't the best angle. I'm going to change it. I just have to, I have to get a tripod, and I don't have one. So I'll get there. Anyway, there's my chips. Here is my butter, which is softer than I expected. Alright, so anyway, if you remember from last week, if the Fool was the void, then the Magician is the Big Bang itself, and with it explodes onto the scene everything, the building blocks of everything that ever will be, right? So it is the creation of something out of nothing, pulling a rabbit out of a hat, or pulling a solution out of your ass. It is pulling yourself up by your bootstraps that you wove yourself out of your own hair. One actor playing all the roles, playing chess against yourself. Let's see how these are going. Not yet. Okay. So it's like being MacGyver. It's like having everything you need at your disposal, having exactly what you need already on hand to pull off your creation. And this is card number 1, representing the one source of all that is, in that the universe is self-contained. Yeah, I have notes. I'm a writer, not a speaker, so yes, I have notes. Already possessing the materials, the fuel, the momentum, and the wisdom to manifest itself. Nothing exists outside of the Tao. That's why it's card number 1. One source, one actor. Alright, these are coming together. Okay, what I'm going to do is add some cream, some heavy cream. See, I already had it. I had exactly what I needed. So I'm not a baker or a cook or any of these things. I just like to mess around in the kitchen, so this may not go well. But it's an empowering energy in which you can choose, if you choose, assume your role as co-creator with the universe. It's an energy of, like, as above, so below. You're drawing down inspiration and giving it form in the manifested world of reality. Let's see if that helps. It's like you are the portal by which ideas are given form. The universe's 3D printer, if you will. So when this card comes up in a reading, you have everything that you need to create what it is you desire to create. Being a major arcana, it's going to encompass all of the suits. So that means that you You have the intelligence and the wit. Whether or not you believe in yourself or believe that you do, you do. You have all of the resources that you need, whether you recognize them in their raw form or don't. You have the will and the desire. You have the emotional strength and fortitude. So it's a time to be careful what you think and what you say, because your manifesting powers are at an all-time high. Think about like in Ghostbusters, when what's-his-face, was it Ray, who thought of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, the next thing they knew it was walking down the street, crushing cars. So it is a time where the law of attraction is working very much in your favor, and so to be mindful of what it is that you're creating and calling in. So let me just finish. This is the butterscotch chips going in at the bottom of my little cups. And then when I get this filled up, I'm going to put the lingonberries in and start talking about the Magician in reverse, which looks like that when he comes up in reverse. Now, this one's a little bit harder to do than the one I did last week. Sorry, guys. More of the white chocolate, butter, and go ahead and preempt with my cream. Oh, that was probably a lot. These probably aren't going to get nice and candy-like. They're probably going to stay all ganache and gooey, which is fine. They're going to taste delicious. Lingonberries, by the way, I recommend on not only pancakes, which is how I grew up having them, but on New York style cheesecake. It's unbelievable. Anyway, when it comes up in reverse, ask yourself, if you are waiting for something to be handed to you, are you, rather than create it yourself, are you waiting for someone to come to the rescue? Are you not seeing what's available to use at your disposal? So I'm just going to put the tiniest little boop of lingonberry right in the center. Or not in the center, as that one happened. Or ask yourself what is out of balance. Since the Magician at his little table there has all of the 4 things available: intellect, resources, will, desire, and emotional alignment. One of those things could be out of balance, causing it to be in reverse. So what is that? I think we have a tendency when we're not in our power to assume that it is resources. But I find it to be less common and less likely. It's usually that you don't recognize what you have available, or you aren't looking in the right place, or you aren't recognizing it, like I said earlier, in its raw form. So which of them are out of balance? And also, it's a question of what are you unintentionally creating? Much like, Dr. Frankenstein, who had the best of intentions, if I remember that story correctly, but at the same time, at the end of the day, he had unintended consequences. So it's talking about unintended consequences of your creation, and not being mindful, and not looking down the long term at what you're creating. And so remember, from the Fool, you are filling the stage with your own creation. So there's a question of, they should probably be refrigerated in between, but whatever. What are you creating unintentionally? Are you creating monsters? Are you filling monsters? Are you filling your stage with monsters? This is also an indicator that you may need to send something back. So where this is where you're bringing things and giving things form from the other side into this world, what is it that you need to send back? I'm going to fill these all the way up and cover that little. So like, what do you need to donate? What do you need to give away? What do you need to surrender in a ritualistic style burning type situation? So what do you need to unmanifest or uncreate or send back? So the main takeaway when the Magician comes up in reversed or upright is to remember that you are that portal, that 3D printer. Things come into, are upcycled, recycled, or transmuted, or sent back out through your heart. And so the question is, what am I creating? What is coming into the world through me? And later on down the line, when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, which is a card of things going around, coming back to you, what you have, reaping what you've sown, as it were. This is that origin point of where those things come in and enter that wheel and enter the cycle and enter manifestation. So it's a good time to stop and ask yourself what it is originating from you. What are you creating? What are you putting into the world? What do you feel like there's too much of? What isn't there enough of? And you are the origin point, and you have the power, and you have everything that you need to do it. And there we go. I finished it on time again. They aren't pretty, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be delicious, and I can't wait to refrigerate them and find out how they really turned out. Okay guys, like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff if you want to keep up with the rest of these 76 cards and treats. Okay, thank you.